Welcome back to my channel. In this video, we are going to discuss about algorithm. So, what is an algorithm? Algorithm is a step-by-step procedure or a set of rules designed to perform a specific task or solve a particular problem. It serves as a blueprint for writing a program in C language or any other language. What is in the blueprint? See, for example, when you are constructing a building, before constructing a building, so we'll design building plan first. So after, according to the plan, we are going to construct a building. Similarly, that is nothing but a blueprint. Similarly, in C language, so before writing the code, we need to write an algorithm, so step-by-step representation, so that after that, it is easy to write the C code. An algorithm is a logical sequence of actions that lead to the desired outcome or solution. So algorithm is a logical sequence of actions. So that step-by-step representation. So algorithm is a step-by-step representation. Each step must be in sequence. So step one output will be input to the step two. Step two output will be input to the step three. So a logical sequence must be there. A detailed step-by-step textual description outlining how to solve a problem or how to perform a task. Key characteristics of an algorithm. So first key characteristic is finiteness. An algorithm must have a clear end. It should complete after a finite number of steps. So algorithm should not be infinite number of steps. So we should design algorithm with minimum number of steps. Because as a good programmer, we need to design minimum number of steps. Next, definiteness. Each step of the algorithm must be precisely defined and unambiguous. There should be no confusion about what is to be done in each step. See, each step which you are writing, it must be very clear. There is no confusion of the step which you are writing. Input. So an algorithm can take zero or more number of inputs. These inputs are the values or data that are a algorithm processes. Okay, so an algorithm may take the input or may not take the input. For example, if you are printing hello world, printf, just I can type printf hello world. For this, I need not take any input from the keyboard. Okay, directly I can print. I can write in the program. I can print the output. So next, output. An algorithm must produce at least one output, which is the result of the processing the input. So without output, why we need to write the program, right? So a program must has algorithm must produce at least one output. There may be so many outputs will be there, but a algorithm must produce at least one output. Next, effectiveness. The operations within algorithm should be basic enough to be performed by a computer and should be achievable in a reasonable amount of time. The algorithm, what are the steps which you are writing inside the algorithm? So the steps must be the steps must be executed by a computer with a reasonable amount of time. The step should not take a long time for the execution. Example algorithm. I will explain this algorithm through an example of finding the sum of two numbers. A simple algorithm to find the sum of two numbers and then implement it in C language. Start and declare three variables, number one, number two, and sum. Assign values to number one and number two. Add number one and number two and store the result in the sum. Display the value of the sum and end the algorithm. So start the algorithm. Declare three variables like so any number, a number one number. So can give any two values and add the two values. Store the result in a sum. Okay, and display the result which are there in the sum and end the program. Okay, so this I will explain through a code. Right. See here, first I'll read out steps in an algorithm followed by the C code. So step 1 is a start. Step 2, declare the variables. Step 3, assign values to number 1 and number 2. Step 4, add number 1, number 2 and store the result in a sum. Okay. Then step 5, display the result on the screen. And last step is the end of the algorithm. Okay. Now I'll go to the code. So step 1, starting the computer. So I'm explaining the C code now. Declare the variables means, so number 1, number 2 and sum I declared as an integer. So now I'm assigning the values to the number 1 and number 2. That's the hierarchy. I'm taking from the user keyboard. So I'm giving the values of number 1 and number 2. Then I'm adding the two numbers. The result will be stored in the sum. Then display the result on the screen. So this is then. Thank you for watching.